Hello, Sagittarius. This is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with your reading for the second half of April from the 16th all the way through the 30th. And typically I do the Love and Life series, but I wanted to switch things up a little bit this time. So we're focusing on musical messages, songs in the key of love, using both of my Heart Songs decks. I'm going to be starting off with the Divine Masculine perspective, and then we'll take a look at the Divine Feminine, of course. So I'll go ahead and timestamp these down below so you can watch whatever section you want, or you can watch the whole thing, totally up to you. All right, so musical messages for this love connection. General as always, it will not resonate with every single person. Please do take from it what makes sense as always and release the rest. And if you're interested in your own reading, that info is down below in the description box. Of course, I will include a link to the decks and creators that you do see here today, and cross-watchers are always welcome. So Sagittarius, focusing on the Divine Masculine, let's get started. So I'm going to use my Heart Songs Volume 1 deck, and then we'll go ahead and grab a message from the Real Talk with Him Words of Wisdom deck. Okay. So if you're watching for a masculine, here we go. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius. I might grab one or two songs here. Let's see. I'm guided to this one. Over and Over Again by Nathan Sykes and Ariana Grande. Love this song. So here's the lyrics. From the way you smile to the way you look, you capture me unlike no other. From the first hello, yeah, that's all it took. And suddenly we had each other. And I won't leave you. Always be true. 1 + 1, 2 for life. I mean, the lyrics really do speak for itself. This is the connection between two people who want to be together forever. And I'm just guided to one more. So let's go ahead and grab one. I'll Never Love Again. Another amazing song. This is from the remake of A Star is Born by Lady Gaga. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, definitely check it out. Honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of the original, and then there was the whole remake with Barbra Streisand, I believe. So, I mean, they were great movies. I just really happen to love this version more. And this song at the very end, I mean, it just pulls at the heartstrings. So if you haven't listened to it or watched the remake, definitely highly recommended. So anyway, here's the song. Don't want to feel another touch. Don't want to start another fire. Don't want to know another kiss. No other name falling off my lips. Don't want to give my heart away to another stranger or let another day begin. Won't even let the sunlight in. So basically what this means is it's about two people who had to go their separate ways. Now in the movie, I mean, I don't want to give it away, but, you know, obviously there was a parting of the ways here. And this person is basically saying, I'm never going to love anyone else the way I loved you. No one else could ever compare to the connection, the love that we have. Like no other kiss will ever do. That type of connection. Okay? So a forever kind of love, I'll never love again. Those are the two songs. Really amazing. All right, so let's go ahead and grab a message from the Real Talk with Him deck. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on the Divine Masculine for Sagittarius. All right, so let's grab a message here. I'm guided to this one. Watch out, I'm a heartbreaker. Okay, so now this is from the masculine perspective, whoever represents the masculine here. And this masculine may have ended up hurting the feminine, okay? But this realization of this is a forever love and I'm never going to love again, that could have been the realization from the masculine after, you know, this person separated from the feminine here, or it could be the other way around. But someone's heart was broken as a result of perhaps the masculine being in this energy of breaking hearts. Okay, so let's grab one more. Last time I checked, I really can't read your mind, so please talk to me. So if you guys are not talking right now, especially if they ended up breaking your heart, my feminines, and if you're watching for a masculine, You know, they want to talk to you, but maybe you're just really still hurt over what happened. You'll have so much love still for this masculine, and maybe you do feel in your heart that you're never going to love anyone the same way. But if they mistreated you, if they broke your heart, maybe you're not even open to talking to your masculine right now. So that in and of itself could be a challenge for some of you guys. You know, the love could certainly still be there, but the pain is as well. All right, so I'm going to set these guys aside. We will refer to them if we have to throughout the reading. So those are the songs on behalf of the Divine Masculine. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some additional insight from my Silhouettes deck, focusing on the masculine here. So what's going on? And my feminines, if your masculine hurt you and broke your heart, obviously you already know that. And if you're maybe giving them the silent treatment, they're letting you know, it's like, I can't read your mind, so please talk to me. But again, it really depends on where you're at. Maybe you don't even want to talk right now. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on the connection with the Divine Masculine for Sagittarius. What else do we need to know here? Time travel. Those moments when I miss you so much, I allow myself to fantasize about the impossible. So of course this could go either way. It could either be the masculine who's missing the feminine as a result of the masculine breaking the feminine's heart. And now you guys are apart, you're at a distance from one another. Or it could be you, my feminines, watching for this masculine and you miss them terribly. But maybe it's an impossible situation if they're just coming through as this heartbreaker, you know? So many things that could play a part in what's going on here. What else, please, for the Divine Masculine? We have climb. The daily grind won't stop until you manifest that dream. So if your masculine has a particular dream that they're wanting to manifest, for example, if they've got career goals or personal dreams that they want to be able to manifest, and maybe you know what those dreams are, they are just on this daily grind, you know, to just be able to make it happen. Or this is your angel's way of letting you know, my feminines, that they're not going to stop trying to perhaps fix what it was that they damaged in the relationship because they broke your heart. Beacon of hope. When you fail to see the light at the end of the tunnel, look for me. I will be there. Okay? So perhaps, my feminines, your masculine is really wanting you to know that maybe there is still hope that you guys can work this out. You know, maybe it's not over, despite the fact that they broke your heart. Because going back to the two songs here, you know, over and over again. So what could be the case for some of you is maybe you guys were in and out of each other's lives. Maybe you got together, broke up, got together, broke up. And you guys are always gravitating back towards each other. You know, on that never-ending wheel of kind of being in and out of each other's lives. So this kind of makes sense to me why this card is coming through. Complicated. You and I were a complex duo. This love story hasn't been easy. Ups, downs, challenges, obstacles to overcome. But you and I together, we can get through it all. Yes, you can. As long as you're both in, is what this card is about, you know. Yes, it's been complicated, but as long as you're both able to work through the challenges and the obstacles together, then yeah, you guys can overcome it. And then we have possibilities. As long as you realize there are no limits, it is truly endless. So go live your best life today. And maybe that's what this masculine is doing right now, especially for those who are not together and are in separation. They, along with this daily grind of manifesting that dream, realizing that there are no limits to what they can accomplish in their own life, and that can apply to every area of their life, but that can apply to you as well, my feminines. There are no limits for you either. So if your masculine, for example, is still in this energy of breaking hearts, maybe they're not wanting to commit, they don't want to settle down, and they're just pursuing their own thing right now, let them do that, because you have the prerogative and choice to do the same. Okay? So I wanted to also grab some insight from my Heart and Soul Love Oracle deck. Angels and spirit guides, please. For Sagittarius, what else do we need to know when it comes to the connection with the divine masculine? What else do we need to know here? There we are. Their own energy is coming through. So this card says, I am powerful, but I don't always know it. I am strong, but tend to hide my weaknesses. I am confident, but I can be vulnerable. I can make you laugh, but I can be serious when I need to be. I am here to bring your life joy and happiness when you're feeling sad. I know how to love, but sometimes it scares me, and I run from it. Take me for everything that I am. Don't try to change me. I am who I am. And you know who your masculine is, for you, the viewer. As you can see, and it says, you know, they're willing to love, but sometimes it scares them, and they could be the runner in the relationship. But we also have rise, followed by peace. We have road trip, okay? Love has many colors. Sometimes it's gray when our heart has been broken. And sometimes you need to rise above the challenges to find clarity, to see the vibrancy of life and the love it brings us. Absolutely. Going back to this complicated message, you guys can rise above all of the complications, the obstacles, the challenges, as long as you guys are in it together. And then we've got peace. I just want to feel peace in my heart, but that's never going to happen as long as we're apart. I know we had to let each other go due to circumstances beyond our control, but I will never stop wanting you. Please don't stop hoping that someday we can find our way back to each other. You are my serenity. And maybe this masculine did not realize that, my feminines, until you were not a part of their life. Because they hurt you, because they broke your heart. And coming to find out that they're never going to love anyone the way they loved you. And they're open to talking. You know, they want to talk. So it really falls on your lap, my feminines, if you're even at the point where you're open to that. And bottom of the deck, we've got lies. Lies that they could be trying to convince themselves is a part of their truth. Okay, especially someone who's in that heartbreaker mode. Okay, so this is what this card says. I'm tough. I'm independent. I don't need anyone. I certainly don't need you. Your love, your touch, your kiss, none of that ever meant anything to me. My life is sunshine and rainbows, each and every day. Who the hell needs the kind of love that you and I shared anyway? Well, guess who needs it? They do. Okay? So, lies. They were saturating themselves in this type of energy, trying to convince their heart, their soul, their mind, that what they felt perhaps for the feminine wasn't the real deal, or it was no big deal, but it actually ended up being one of the best things that ever happened to this person. So they got to stop lying to themselves. And now they're in this energy perhaps of missing you, my feminines. I allow myself to fantasize about the impossible, which is time travel. You know why? Because they regret breaking your heart. They regret hurting you. And maybe they felt that they could find someone better out there. You know, the whole grass is greener thing. But I'm just feeling here that that was not the case. That they had the best love that they could have possibly ever found. And they let it go. They ruined a beautiful situation and relationship. You represent this peace, my feminines. And I have a feeling here, just based off of the messages, that this masculine has some major regrets. They've got some regrets. And then we've got this road trip. Some of you guys might have even loved going on these road trips together. This card does say, I will walk through life with you any day, any time, always and forever. Just hold my hand and don't ever let me go. Let's travel this journey together. As long as you're with me, the road ahead will be an amazing adventure. And that's the key, as long as you guys are in it together. And that's been the case. That has been what's coming through here. And that's also why this song says, you capture me unlike any other. No one else has been able to touch this person's heart the way you have, my feminines. You see that? You see how these cards are coming forward? All right, so let's go ahead and grab some tarot messages here, and let's see what else needs to come through, okay? So I'm going to pull from the Sacred Secrets of the Heart Tarot by Jennifer Aquarius Tarot. So this masculine ruined a beautiful relationship because maybe they weren't ready for commitment, or you could have been dealing with someone who just wanted to casually date or really not settle down, you know. And it says, watch out, I'm a heartbreaker. They knew it going in, but maybe they weren't even expecting to fall in love, and that's exactly what happened. And, you know, when you guys went into separation, maybe they were expecting to feel at peace with their choices, with their actions, but it was the total opposite, which is why it's all a bunch of lies. You see, you actually represented, and as it says it here, you represent the peace. And without you, maybe their life is just chaotic and in turmoil. Nothing's going right. What else, please, for Sagittarius for the Divine Masculine? Ten of Wands, burdens, feeling overwhelmed. But you guys do have this Chariot, which is picking up off of Cancer specifically for some of you. So yes, and as it's coming through in this reading, okay, it even says it right there, overcome challenges. So yeah, it's complicated, but yes, you guys can overcome the challenges that this relationship has endured. You both just have to work on laying down the heaviness, laying down the heavy burdens that you're both individually carrying, especially this masculine, you know. And for my cross watchers, my feminines that happen to be watching for a divine masculine who is this Sagittarian, because Wands is fire energy. Okay, Sagittarius is fire. So your masculine has to be able to take care of this energy, really, because it's heavy. It's going to keep getting heavier, those burdens, those responsibilities, until they address it. So my feminines, what you need to do right now is to just trust your gut and intuition with this High Priestess energy right there. Your inner voice, your divine truth. And part of the issue here for the masculine could have been, you know, again, just entertaining too many options in love and romance. But none of those choices were good choices because they already had the best one. And they didn't recognize it at the time. You know, your masculine could have also been very impulsive. Acting impulsively and not really thinking things through. They just did things rather hastily, you know, rather than planning things out. So now we've got this Death card here. There is a transformation, Sagittarius. There's a transformation that is needed here. The Death card is letting us know that there is something that needed to come to an end, which we already know it came to an end because we've got some regrets here from this masculine. They really regret their actions, painful words that they could have said to the feminine. But as a result of this ending, in a way, it's giving you guys the opportunity to rise above these challenges and to have a triumphant outcome here, because the Death card is also offering you a fresh start to rise above. Because there were just certain aspects of this connection that were not working. Okay? So with this Knight of Cups, perhaps the masculine is really wanting to romance the feminine once again. But for some of you guys, part of the reason why there was a detachment and a separation might have to do with third-party situations here. Okay, so with that Ace of Cups, and as you can see in this particular deck, it says new love offer. So Ace of Cups, new beginnings, of course. But this is also a card of self-love, to be able to fill your own cup of love in the meantime. You have to have that love for yourself first. And this masculine has to be able to fill their own cup of love for themselves in order to have love for themselves. That's crucial on their healing journey. In order for them to not be this heartbreaker, to realize the effects of their actions towards the feminine. So in the meantime, my feminines, you got to work on yourself too. Because if this masculine does not take any sort of action to get the ball rolling towards a reunion or a reconciliation, then this new love offer could certainly come from someone new. And then they're going to end up missing out on being with you. So part of this energy of this heartbreaker could have been that they were sneaking around, messing around with other people, third-party situations, infidelities, cheating, lying to you. So my feminines, you got to just trust. Trust your intuition with that High Priestess. Because if it's meant for you, it will be for you. Okay, and again with the Chariot, with this message from the Complicated card, we can get through it all. You can have a triumphant reunion here. The opportunity to start again. Okay, so that's what's presenting itself from the tarot messages. Let's go ahead and grab some additional insight. I'm going to pull from the Twin Flame Angel Numbers deck by Mystic Moon. And of course, you don't have to identify with a Twin Flame connection. That's just the name of the deck. But some of the messages are geared towards Twin Flame. So let's take a look and see. What are the numbers? What are the messages? Whoops. For Sagittarius, for the Divine Masculine. What's the advice here? 404. What is meant for you will never be held from you. Have faith that Spirit is taking care of everything. Exactly right. Exactly right. That is the perfect message. So my feminines watching for a masculine, that's the message. What is meant for you when it comes to this connection with your masculine, it will never be held from you. If it's meant to be, it will be again. We have 1212. Your guardian angels are protecting you and this connection always. And that's why it falls on you trusting and having faith. I love these cards. 711, right? Progress is being made in your connection despite what you are seeing in the 3D world. So maybe in the 3D world, you haven't heard from your masculine. In the 3D world, maybe you've known of them being with other people, interacting with third parties, etc., etc. Or maybe you're checking them out on social media and you're seeing a particular image of your masculine. But that's all 3D interpretations. There's something else going on beneath the surface that you might not even understand right now. But truly, if it's meant to come back, it will. And lastly, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. A forward momentum is beginning to take shape in this connection. I love it. So this is letting you know here, my feminines, that there is progress that's being made and progress that your masculine is making in their own life to perhaps be the partner that they could not be for you before. So have patience, trust your gut, and allow the universe to work on your behalf. Okay, so wrapping things up here, I'm going to go ahead and grab maybe 1 or 2 cards from the Universal Heart Oracle by Angelic Revelation 144. Some final advice here for the Divine Masculine connection here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius, for the Divine Masculine. What's the message? Some final advice. It may or may not pertain to love. It doesn't always. But let's see what the advice is. Spirit wants you to know that we are aware you have had your fair share of trials and tribulations, more than some could bear. Your endurance has made you stronger than you know. A fresh chapter of endless potential is about to begin with your life. You are sowing the seeds now for a blossoming new beginning. Challenges that have held you back in the past will no longer seem insurmountable, as we have created the perfect soul partner for you to navigate through life with. We will support you both to find your way towards each other and rejuvenate your life to see a wonderful transformation before the end of this year. Expect miracles and we will deliver. Oh my goodness. That is a fantastic message for the masculine reading. So it really will, I feel, come full circle, especially when it comes to your love connection. Okay, so that's what's coming through for the Divine Masculine. Let's go ahead and grab messages on behalf of the Divine Feminine. All right, Sagittarius, so let's go ahead and take a look at the messages on behalf of the Divine Feminine now. So I'm going to be using the Heart Songs of the 90s version of my Heart Songs deck, and then I'll go ahead and grab a card or two from the Real Talk with Her Wisdom's Words of Wisdom, if I can read today. So let's go ahead and see what the messages are. All right, I grabbed 2 songs for the Divine Masculine. Let's see if I'm guided to do the same for the feminines here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius. Focusing now on the Divine Feminine. I'm guided to this one. Love Will Never Do Without You by Janet Jackson. Our friends think we're opposites, falling in and out of love. They've all said we'd never last. Still, we manage to stay together. There's no easy explanation for it, but whenever there's a problem, we will always work it out somehow. Other guys have tried before to replace you as my lover. Never did I have a doubt. Boy, it's you I can't do without. Okay, so we'll see if both of these readings meld together, or if they're just 2 totally separate storylines. But that kind of makes sense to me, considering what came through for the masculine. You know, that over and over again, 2 people who are maybe in and out of each other's lives, but at the end of the day, you guys always gravitate back towards each other. And if you guys can stick it out and overcome those challenges, then yeah, you guys can work this out. Always. So let's grab one more song just to even things out here. I Live My Life For You by Firehouse. You know you're everything to me, and I could never see the 2 of us apart. And you know I give myself to you, and no matter what you do, I promise you my heart. I've built my world around you, and I want you to know I need you like I've never needed anyone before. Wow. So 2 amazing songs on behalf of the Divine Feminine here. So there's a lot of love here between the masculine and the feminine. But obviously challenges, right? Because from the Divine Masculine reading, there was a masculine who was a heartbreaker. So we'll see how that plays a role in what comes through here for this reading, focusing on the feminine. So let's go ahead and grab a message or 2 from the Real Talk with Her deck. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius. All right, let's see. So my feminines, are you willing to put in the effort? Are you willing to work through this with your masculine? Let's see. I didn't fall in love with you. I walked into love with you, with my eyes wide open, choosing to take every step with you forever. Wow. That's intense, and that's a beautiful card. All right, let's grab one more. Sexy lingerie, the only piece of clothing worn for less than 30 seconds. So maybe you really love sexy lingerie, my feminines, or that's something that's really very attractive from the masculine. They really love seeing you in that sexy lingerie. Okay. All right, so that's what's coming through. Those are the songs, and these are the messages to get things started here. So let's go ahead and grab some additional insight. I'm going to go ahead and pull from this deck by Angelic Revelation 144, the Sacred Healing Journey. All right, so let's see. Will these two readings come together and form one storyline, or, you know, take whatever part of it, as always, makes sense, of course. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on the divine feminine here for Sagittarius. So there's only one masculine in your heart, my feminines. Love will never do with anyone else. And you are in love with your masculine. Telepathy, telepathic communication. So what this is telling us so far is you guys are at a distance from one another, which corresponds with what came through from the divine masculine reading. We've got reflection. You mirror each other. So there could be telepathic communication even from a distance in the 5D world. You guys are definitely thinking about each other. That mirror vibe to me could be a twin flame connection for some of you. Now, some of my feminines could be dealing with a karmic masculine. And then we've got healing abandonment. Rejection is a projection of another person's fear, which again makes sense for me considering what came through from the divine masculine reading. Because they're a heartbreaker. They could have been the one that was doing the abandoning, and it was the feminine that was abandoned. And so perhaps this is something that you need to work through and heal at this time, my feminines. Precious, valuing time together. And I know that the times that you did share with your masculine were very special and precious to you. Lots of beautiful memories there. But also some challenges, which is why some of you guys are at a distance from one another. But look at this. Love and romance. Your partner wants to romance you and show you their love. That as well came through from the masculine reading. They want to be able to bring the romance back. And maybe they've got a lot of regrets over their actions, what they've done to cause the separation and distance. And I love this bottom of the deck. We've got calm waters. The sun is setting on drama. Love it. Heading towards calmer waters. That's a part of the energy of the Six of Swords. For some of you guys, you might even be dealing with an air sign here. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Love those messages. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some additional insight. I'm going to pull from my Heart and Soul Love Oracle deck here. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on the divine feminine. Sagittarius. So your masculine loves you in sexy lingerie. But the love certainly is here. You guys might not be interacting in the 3D world, but the 5D, you're still connecting. You still think about each other. There could be karmic lessons here. You know, karmic ties that need to be addressed. Abandonment issues. So if that's something that you need to focus on, then absolutely that needs to be worked through, my feminines. Or for the masculines watching for a feminine. But we're focusing on the divine feminine here. Look at this. We've got chances. We take chances. We have to take risks in love. Sometimes we get burned. Sometimes we get stung. The key is to never stop taking chances. You never know, that last chance you take might be the one that leads you to the ultimate happiness. So perhaps what this is telling you here, my feminines, is that perhaps this love is worth one more chance. And you could have been dealing with a masculine that, if we're focusing on the first part of this reading with the divine masculine, You know, they were coming through as a heartbreaker, but I do feel they have a lot of regrets here, and maybe they're just not the same person that hurt you. Maybe it's worth giving it another try. Look at that. It came through with the Divine Masculine cards, and it's coming through again. So again, maybe you guys love to go on road trips. Maybe you guys had even planned on going on vacation together. But this card does say, I will walk through life with you any day, any time, always and forever. Just hold my hand and don't ever let me go. Let's travel this journey together. As long as you're with me, the road ahead will be an amazing adventure. And as long as you guys work through this together, perhaps there's a chance, you know? That's why you've got that chances card right there. But it hasn't been easy. There's healing that's needed here. But you are heading towards a more peaceful energy in this relationship. But no doubt, heartbreak makes sense, because if we focus on the card that came through for the Divine Masculine reading, this was it. Watch out, I'm a heartbreaker. And my feminines, this is where you're at perhaps. You are on the receiving end of that heartbreak. This card says, I can't handle this pain anymore. It's tearing me into a million pieces. My heart is on the floor. I can't eat. I can't sleep. It's too much, too overwhelming. Let me just go to sleep and never wake up. I'll never recover from this grief, this heartbreak. I can't go on. And some of you guys could certainly relate to that it was so incredibly painful to have had your heart invested in this connection with your masculine, but they were a heartbreaker, which resulted in the distance and separation, and you're left with this very painful experience. Which is why we've got healing that is definitely needed here for some of you. Healing abandonment, you see? So if you were rejected by your masculine, if you relate to that, you could have been put in this energy of depression and horrible anxiety, feeling as though you just can't go on. And then we've got beso coming through here. Your lips were meant for mine. No other kiss can ever compare to your kiss, our kiss. And that seems to be a common theme, you know, that no one else could ever compare to this connection. But what is presenting itself here is that we have a masculine who broke the feminine's heart. Very specifically, okay? But it's very important to note that we're just focusing on energies here. The divine masculine can represent a man or a woman. The divine feminine energy can represent a man or a woman. So take whatever side, whatever message makes sense as always. And custom tailor it for your situation. There's something very special about this kiss. We've got declaration here. For some of you, maybe your masculine might have a tattoo, or they're known for having tattoos. This particular tattoo, it does say I love you. The card says fear, shyness, apprehension, hesitation, uncertainty, rejection. There's that word again, rejection. Anxiety. It stops us from saying it, but it's always so nice to hear it from the one who matters most to your heart. And we're focusing on the divine feminine here. And maybe my feminines, you know, you've been wanting to hear from your masculine that you are loved, to hear those 3 words, I love you. But if they're afraid, if they're in this energy of being a heartbreaker, if they have dealt with rejection themselves and so they're apprehensive and they themselves don't want to end up getting hurt if they invest too much of their heart and their time in the partnership. But I feel that there's the opportunity to rise above all this and certainly to heal that broken heart when it comes to the feminine. And look at the bottom of the deck. We've got him, okay? So the masculine wanting to make their presence known here, even though we're focusing on the divine feminine. This card says, we are all different and unique in our own way. Yet we are all the same. We love, we live, we laugh. We dream, we hope, we hurt. We heal, and we cry too. Don't underestimate our soft side. We do have one, and are just as weak and vulnerable as you are sometimes. We can move mountains to be with you, make your dreams come true, and win you with our charms. Okay, so perhaps your masculine is wanting you to know that they themselves have felt vulnerable at times. They might appear to be really strong on the outside, but beneath the surface, they're feeling very weak. And maybe they're able to relate to the pain and the heartbreak that they have put you through, my feminines. Or whoever is resonating with this portion of the reading, whoever represents the divine feminine energy. But what I'm getting here is we have a masculine who wants to be able to make the feminine's dream, certainly when it comes to love and romance, to come true still. And then bottom card here after this one, I'm just drawn to this one too. It says touching, okay? The attraction, the fire, the passion between us is undeniable. I want you. You want me. We have had this intensity right from the start. The way you kiss me. You see, there's something about that kiss that's very intense and special. The way you move me, make love to me. I remember the way we looked into each other's eyes, the sound of your breath, the taste of your kiss. Nobody will ever touch me the way you do. Nobody. There's something about this connection from both perspectives, really, from the masculine and the feminine. You both feel the same way, but I feel with the masculine coming through as that heartbreaker at the time that you guys were together, perhaps, there were some issues there that this masculine needed to address so that they can end the cycle of being a heartbreaker, so that they can end the cycle of abandoning people and situations, especially if they themselves experience that. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some tarot messages here. But I'm just kind of feeling here for the divine feminine that there's the opportunity to heal. There's the opportunity to still overcome the challenges that you guys have been through. So let's grab some tarot here. I'm going to pull from the Sacred Secrets of the Heart Tarot by Jennifer Aquarius Tarot. Angels and spirit guides, please, for the divine feminine, for the Sagittarius reading. What do we need to know here? You might be dealing with a very impulsive masculine here. You know, they tend to act first before they actually think about the consequences. Some of you might be dealing with an air sign, and this card came through for the divine masculine reading. So that's being clarified again. So Libra, Aquarius, Gemini with that swords energy. Six of Pentacles is very important because this is about equality between two people. There has to be giving and receiving that's equal. There has to be give and take that is equal. You have to both be just as invested. You know, I like to call this my 50-50 card in tarot. Otherwise, it's an imbalance. You know, if one person is putting in way more than the other, as more and more time passes, it tends to be a little bit lopsided. And as more and more time passes, eventually that foundation is going to break. Nine of Cups. Okay. Some of you guys might be dealing with a masculine who might have addictive behavior towards alcohol, because the Nine of Cups could be someone who drinks too much. But the Nine of Cups could also be wish fulfillment. That there is the opportunity to still manifest a wish to come together and to be together. So my feminines, you're coming through as the Queen of Wands here, fire energy. Sagittarius, you are a fire sign, so tap into your confidence, tap into this magnetic energy of the Queen of Wands. And then we've got the Judgment card. This is an awakening for some of you. I like to call this card in tarot my alarm clock. It's like a wake-up call. It's waking someone up here, either the feminine or the masculine, but somebody has to pay attention. I feel it for the masculine, though, that they want to apologize, that they want to fix this situation, wanting forgiveness, perhaps, taking a look at the past and to see how they treated the divine feminine and having a lot of regrets there. And then we've got the star. Some of you might be thinking of an Aquarian here. So the star, it's about hope, having faith in someone, in something, in a situation, a path that you are being given to follow a particular direction that will lead you towards happiness, that can lead you towards a wish that can come true. That's why we've got this Nine of Cups right here. The Star card is also about focusing on you and taking care of yourself. So it's very similar in a way to the energy of the Ace of Cups, because that's being able to fill your own cup of love. That did come through for the masculine, and it's coming through in some way, shape, or form for the feminine. So you both have to be able to put in work on yourselves so that you can come towards each other as two people who are fully healed and ready and balanced and ready to work on the partnership together. And here's our card of regrets, you know. I feel that there have been some regrets when it comes to especially how the masculine handled the connection with the feminine. Feeling lonely without the feminine. And my feminines, I feel you're just as lonely without your masculine. Here we are with that Ace of Wands. Wands again being your own fire energy. Sagittarius, this is all about new creation, new beginnings, going after what it is that you desire, what inspires you. And I feel this connection inspires you. This is a person that you still desire. Look at that. I mean, touching, the attraction, the fire, the heat. But no doubt through that Four of Swords, there is healing that is still needed. You know, so that's where the energies need to be directed in the meantime. Towards healing. Towards recuperating. Healing this broken heart. That's the first order of priority here. In order for you guys to mend what is broken, to head towards these calmer waters, to have a transition, to leave the past behind and to move on from it. So all of these things are possible, but first it comes down to self-love and healing. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some angel numbers here. I'm going to pull from the Twin Flame Angel Numbers deck. This is by Mystic Moon. And of course, you don't have to identify with a twin flame connection. If you don't, that's just the name of the deck, unless there are particular cards here that address the twin flame connection. So let's see what the advice is. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Sagittarius, for the divine feminine. 1212, and this number came through as well for the divine masculine. So it does seem that both the masculine reading as well as this one are coming together to paint one love story here. Your guardian angels are protecting you in this connection always. So you're being protected, you're being watched over, you're being guided onto a particular path here. Two, 3, 2. Romance yourself as a way of attracting more of this energy into your life. And that to me is a form of self-love, which we've already talked about. To be able to find the love and romance outside of yourself, you have to be able to find it within you. This makes sense for me as well. 2333. The intensity of this connection may stir up fear in someone. A runner-chaser dynamic may form. And I do feel that that's the masculine. The masculine is the runner. They weren't wanting to commit. They weren't looking to settle down. Now, we do have a twin flame message coming through here. 651, your twin flame has been visiting you in your dreams. Write your feelings down upon awakening. So maybe some of you guys already do this. Maybe you want to look into doing a dream journal. And remember this reflection card. You mirror each other, and a mirror soul is a twin flame. So if that's how you guys are connecting in the meantime, perhaps you already know this. Look at this. We've got 1,000. Go within. Your angels have a special message they would like to share with you. So maybe you just need to still your mind, or if you enjoy meditating and just sitting still and focusing and listening, trust the guidance, trust your intuition, your heart, so that you will receive that message from your angels. All right, and lastly, let's go ahead and grab one final message from this deck, the Universal Heart Oracle by Angelic Revelation 144 once again, for the Divine Feminine. Let's see what the message is. Angels and Spirit Guides, please. For the Divine Feminine. To wrap up this reading. But it does seem that, yes, both readings do come together and paint a particular storyline here. All right, let's grab a card. You may be feeling particularly sensitive to the energies of others, which can affect your vibration. You may be feeling distressed and confused at this time about the direction you want to go in life. Spirit suggests that you turn inward to restore inner peace. Makes sense. Contemplative meditation, which is what I was just mentioning, will enable you to expand your horizons and open doors to exciting new opportunities. Okay, and those new opportunities certainly include being able to start again when it comes to this love connection. But yeah, that is coming through, because remember, through this card from the angel numbers, go within. Your angels have a special message they would like to share with you. Could be about your person here, whether it's for the masculine or the feminine. But we are focusing on the Divine Feminine. So there's a particular message here that some of you are meant to hear from your angel guides. But things will improve, I feel. Open your heart in order to open these doors to new beginnings, exciting new opportunities, as it says. All right, guys, so that's where I'm going to leave this one. I do hope whatever part of the Divine Masculine or Divine Feminine messages that resonated with you, that came through and you were able to relate to them, I hope it helps you out. And if you are interested in your own personal private reading, that info is down below. That's it for now, Sagittarius. Thank you as always for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.